I want to talk about is the different movement buttons on the horse. And by movement buttons, I mean buttons, points on the horse where we can send energy to get a response from the horse. And since a horse's energy should come from back to front, I'm going to start at the back. So the first button would be the hip area. And in reading that, I'm going to talk about reading these buttons right now, because they all tell me something. Okay? It's all body language. You've probably seen horses cocking a hip, and that's just what it is. It is cocky. It's the first step in threatening the kick. So I don't want to see that hip cocked at me when I'm working around the horse. I want it in neutral, like it is right now, or away from me. The next one I would look at, or can use for energy, would be the flank. And flank is for forward. I can tap the horse in here and ask her to step up. From the flank, I would go to what we call the bending button, and this is a really important one. And to find it, you can take your thumb and run it from the withers down to where the ribs start to curl under. And right about in here, you'll find a little indentation. And what it is, it's a bunch of nerve endings. And it's also the natural axis of the horse. It's where they bend, right? Where your leg would be, your spur, you ask the horse to move away from it. This is where we can ask the horse to bend. That's why we call it the bending button. And it's not talk behavior. And it comes in very handy when we do things like haltering, bridling, anything to lower the horse's head and bring it to us. So let's see if she'll do that for me. So if I go in here and massage, her head should come down and in. There it is. It should come in a little more. And I'm not going to pull her in, but I can take slack out as she comes in. Good girl. And that was very light. They're not always this light, but it's not that the horse doesn't understand what we want. It's a reflex, not a conditioned response. Okay? But what it really means if the horse doesn't give you the head, it can be several things. Well, it's usually a resistance type, right? It's the horse is resisting your request. But why? Well, is your body language not correct? I have to receive the head, so I have to be off in my core, soft in my knees, or if I'm standing sideways, opening my hip so I can draw the head in. If my hip is pushing her away, and see how that just pushed her away, and I go to ask her to bend, she's not going to come, she can't. And I'm actually giving her a mixed message, which is very common. We humans tend to have very mixed communication when we talk to horses and each other sometimes too. So we got to make sure our energy is drawing, receiving of her head so she can bend around us. The other reason why she may not want to give us the head is trust. If a horse doesn't trust you with its head because she's seen behavior from you that's in her world is rude, she's not going to give it to you. You'll see a lot of braced, high-hatted horses, sadly. They don't want to bend. And that resistance in their body is actually a mental resistance. Okay, so we got to prove to them that we can be trusted, that they can't trust us with their head. Because we're always going to be receiving. We're never going to be impulsive, rude, and impolite to their no-go zone. And that can take a little bit of time, but usually it doesn't take very long. As long as we're consistent with our body language and our behavior. And most of my words, I would say actually all of them are pretty soft. They have their moments, but for the most part they're pretty soft because we are not rude to their no-go zone, to their head bend. So a very important one. Again, cause and effect. So when we go into pet horses, I go into the shoulder and I pet with this arm right now. But that way she can actually bring that head in. So what I would not do right now is use this arm and go in and start petting. See how that just pushed it away? And that's how horses get pushy, high-headed, don't want to be near you with their head. It can also make the horses be hard to catch. So bending button, really important one. The next button I look at is the shoulder. And the shoulder is basically the same as the hip. I want it in neutral or shifted away from me. I don't want a shoulder that's leaning into me. That's pushing. And you see that a lot. They do it to test you. So you're standing here grooming your horse and that shoulder starts dropping, leaning on you. And you're moving a step away and the horse takes a step into your direction. He gets pushy and pushy. Because he can, we allow it. So don't lean on me. But again, we have to make sure we're not causing it. It's always about cause and effect. So the first thing we need to do when we see unwanted behavior in our horses is ask ourselves, did we just cause or allow that? If not, fix it. And eventually, hopefully, we can prevent it. That's the goal. The next one would be center, middle of the chest. And we just used that before to back her up. Okay? Good girl. And then there's another one. It's the corner of the mouth. Now, we haven't talked about energies yet, but we'll get to that in a minute. So all these points I just talked about, you can use your pushing energy. Not this one. No go zone. No pushing. You can block it, and you can draw it towards you, but never push the mouth. Okay. All right.